Moin Leute und herzlich willkommen, MegaBit hier am Start für euch mit einem weiteren Video auf meinem YouTube-Kanal. Heute zeige ich euch mal das Halbfinale vom FUT Champions Cup in Atlanta, wo ich gegen F2Tekkz spielen musste. F2Tekkz ja momentan der Überflieger der Saison. Richtig krass, was der ja konstant abliefert momentan. Und es ist auch nicht das erste Mal, dass ich in dieser Saison gegen Tekkz spielen durfte und musste. Ja, es ist schon das 4. Aufeinandertreffen. In den ersten beiden, das war beim FUT Champions Cup Nummer 1 in Bukarest, den Tekkz am Ende gewonnen hat, habe ich in der Gruppenphase 5:4 verloren. Da habe ich in der 85. und 90. noch die entscheidenden Tore kassiert. Hätte also anders auch ausgehen können, 50-50-Match. Dann eine Woche später, auch Turnier in Bukarest. Tekkz hat wieder gewonnen und diesmal im Konsolenfinale gegen mich. Hat er auch gewonnen, 6:5 ging es da aus. Dieses Mal hat er gewonnen durch ein Elfmetertor in der 80. Minute. Das war ja relativ fahrlässig von mir verursacht, war dann mein Fehler. Und ja, dann noch Anfang Februar im LQE von Gfinity sind wir im Konsolen-Halbfinale aufeinander getroffen. Und da konnte ich Tekkz dann zum ersten Mal schlagen, 6:4 nach Hin- und Rückspiel. Hab das Hinspiel 2:0 verloren und dann noch ein krasses Comeback gemacht. Und dementsprechend war Tekkz jetzt 4 Wochen später in Atlanta dann extrem angespornt, diese Niederlage wieder gerade zu biegen. Ich wollte natürlich dann nochmal gegen Tekkz gewinnen und vielleicht dann auch im FUT Champions Cup gewinnen. Aber seht selber, was in diesem Spiel passiert ist. Anschauen lohnt sich auf jeden Fall und haut da rein.
I mean, we've got our 3 top players on the Xbox side of things, and they've all managed to get to the console semi-finals. And the Royals worked his way in there as well, but he knows what it's like to be in these kind of stages. So this is an extremely exciting Xbox side of things. I mean, the PS4 side of things was amazing as well, but this is going to be incredible.
Yeah, and then the matchup that we're focusing on first is MegaBit versus Tekkz. Now, starting with MegaBit. Now, here's some of his stats, but what I really want to talk about was his interview yesterday with Kay, because she asked him how he was feeling, if he was confident, and everyone's been saying that MegaBit is feeling great. This could be it. He could take out Tekkz here. Tekkz has been on a roar true this entire time. Is this MegaBit's time to shine?
You know, it's possible because last time they did meet, I believe, MegaBit beat Tekkz 6-4 in the February Gfinity LQE, correct, Dan? In the Xbox semifinals as well. So he does have, I think it's a 4-1 record to Tekkz, but the last time they met up, MegaBit did win. So he probably, maybe he does have Tekkz's number.
Feel like history is going to repeat itself, Alan?
He sounded very confident in that interview. He wasn't even asked what he thought about like coming up against Tekkz, and he went straight for it. He said, "I'm going to beat
Alpha,
Tekkz."
I'm telling you guys,
like,
alpha.
Alpha mentality. And I just want to see if he lives up to those words. He is currently in 3rd place, 1 point behind 2nd place Dasari. So this is going to be a good matchup that could possibly put him on top of Dasari.
Glad you brought up the rankings there. 3rd in the rankings, but number 1 by a landslide is this man right here, Tekkz. He has been dominant throughout this competition. 3-0 Swiss record. In the round of 16, he defeated Cofolo, and then in the round of 8, defeated Felipe. But that one, you know, got a little dicey there, a little early for Tekkz, and then Tekkz just did what he does best. Dominates.
There's been a few scary moments for Tekkz, and this is a big tournament for him. He hasn't got past the semi-final in his last 3 tournaments, hasn't got to a console versus console final in his last 4 tournaments, and he is the best player in the world. That's what everyone is saying about him. So there's a lot of pressure on him. I mean, to add on to that as well, I didn't know if you know, but he's flying out back to the UK tonight at 10 o'clock to make the Liverpool EPL playoffs tomorrow at 2:30 as well. Of course, the EPL being late March, and he wants to represent Liverpool as a Liverpool fan.
Possible get up to the attackers and score a lot of goals. And I talked to MegaBit earlier today. He's saying he's feeling really confident on the defensive side, and it's going to make creating opportunities easier for him on the offensive end.
Here we go, we're live in Atlanta, Georgia, the Peach State. It's the FUT 19 Champions Cup here in February. MegaBit in the white and green representing Werder Bremen, and F2Tekkz in the red of his favored Liverpool, going from right to left. Should be absolute fireworks from what we've seen from both of these 2 gamers. Tekkz has shown all the skill, maybe the goal of the tournament, the rainbow flick, the Neymar flick in the Swiss stages, which brought down the studio. We have a live attendance as well, fans, and of course, all the thousands watching on from across the globe. Wherever you are, thanks for joining us, and I hope you'll enjoy all the action.
And what Gaskin brought up as well as his prediction, saying, I can't see Tekkz losing 4 semifinals in a row. And that's true. You got to sit there and think, is he going to drop 4 in a row? Are we going to see maybe a new transition in terms of Xbox dominance, maybe MS Desari, maybe MegaBit? Or is Tekkz just going to sit up there by himself at that lonely #1 position?
And there's the icon, Vieira, winning the ball back, as he so often does for MegaBit. They love getting Vieira in between the defenders, intercepting those passes in the final third. Now Tekkz out wide to CR7. The drag back to try to maybe find room for the cross in. Elects to go back to Vieira. Now CR7 again. Hullet, quick pass, but it's intercepted by Ruud Hullet.
And when you're looking at Tekkz gameplay, it's going to be a little bit different than what MegaBit's looking to do on the offensive end, and even on the defensive end with some of the pressure. Tekkz is very creative with the skill moves. He understands the meta extremely well. And in terms of some of the build-up opportunities in the counterattacks, it's going to have different shape to how they attack and how they go forward.
And there was a slight chance for a counter there from MegaBit, but he just tried to reset possession. Didn't really see the right passing lane going forward, but here he is with plenty of options forward. CR7, a little flick over the top to Mbappe, back to Marcelo. Try to cross it in, but Rafa Varane with the interception for Tekkz. Now, Tekkz hasn't gotten further than the semi-final in the last 3 individual tournaments. He did win the Club World Cup, though, when he partnered with PS4 #1 Nicholas. MegaBit with a bit of room now. Messi on his left. Neymar just trying to get around Varane, but it's intercepted beautifully there by Ramos.
And both of these players have matched up multiple times over the last couple of years. So I'm just going to run through some results so you guys get a little bit of a history lesson.
Oh, hold that thought as Mbappe just trying to flick it over. Neymar. Hullet to Vieira. There was a run being made by R9. And Tekkz didn't want to play it there. Now here is R9, the legendary Brazilian. Neymar back to R9. Ball up in the air. And it's David De Gea who collects it calmly, as you were saying, Mike.
Yeah, sure hands from De Gea. Back in Barcelona in FIFA 18, Tekkz won. Manchester, Tekkz won. Bucharest, Tekkz barely won this year. Bucharest the second time. Once again, Tekkz barely slipped by getting the W. And then in London, MegaBit was able to get the result. Remember, he lost in the grand final to Pina. He didn't necessarily represent for the Xbox guys. And here we are, another major, Atlanta, Georgia. A lot of money on the line, a lot of points on the line, bragging rights on the line, you name it.
Ask both these players what they would do with the money. We'll get to that in a second. Here's Hullet for MegaBit. This is the first good chance, and MegaBit with the first goal. It was driven into the bottom corner from Neymar, first time. And could we have a surprise here on our hands? It's MegaBit, the German, who strikes first.
Classic finish, no reaction from MegaBit. He knows that this game is far from over. A lot more action. He's going to need to extend that lead. And someone like Tekkz will always battle back.
We've seen Tekkz go behind already in this tournament, but he has always fought back. But he is facing MegaBit, who plays very fast and looks to score goals in bunches. One of the very few players who has represented 2 sides in eSports. First, Bochum in the 2nd division of Bundesliga. Here's Tekkz now with a bit of room. CR7, Neymar to Hullet. Mbappe, but it's won back by Vieira. Just a little bit of a mess trying to clear that ball. And CR7 sends that ball way above the crossbar.
Tekkz wants to hit rewind on that opportunity. Put a little bit too much oomph behind it, so to speak. That could definitely have been in the back of the net. A little bit of good fortune in the build-up play, though.
Oh, MegaBit there trying to get forward again. And you mentioned that prize pool. Everything that is at stake. $50,000 on the line to the cross-console winner. Either one of these 2 players could go all the way. Tekkz said he wants to take his mother to San Francisco, to a dream destination, while MegaBit says he wants to add some furniture to his apartment. So very different styles of what they anticipate on doing with that pool. And it was a first-time effort, blocked well by Paolo Maldini. And MegaBit now had an option out wide, keeping it central. Here's CR7 and Vieira back for Tekkz.
That makes me think that MegaBit's apartment is just an office. He's got 3 monitors, a couple consoles, and he's just playing FIFA all day, man. He's grinding it out. No furniture needed. Maybe he's got a bed in there.
Well, they're traveling so much. MegaBit did say that he bought a couch with his last winning, so good for you, MegaBit. Here's a chance for Texas. R9 trying to find that top corner, but it's central to De Gea, something, Mike, that we've talked about and we've seen often is that goalkeeper movement. Oftentimes it is a mental game between the two players.
And you're going to see it at every level. If you're playing online, if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced player, it's new to FIFA 19, and it's something that you must learn and you must master. It's going to be a big advantage, or it could be a major
Oh, look at this. That header's in for Neymar. It was a give and go between the two Paris Saint-Germain players, Mbappe and Neymar. And we have a 2-0 on our hands. MegaBit over #1 in the rankings on Xbox, Tekkz. And it is starting to be more of an uphill battle now for Donovan Hunt representing England. Absolutely ruthless, Mike, MegaBit, when he goes forward.
And we're going to see an early adjustment here. I wonder if we're going to see any changes on MegaBit's end. It didn't look like that Tekkz made any adjustments on his side, so MegaBit must see something that he wants to adjust, that he wants to change, but he's been very clinical, and if you're going to win tournaments, you must be clinical. We talk about it almost every commentary. We talk about it on the booth. We talk about it when we're analyzing. The guys that take their chances are the guys that are going to go through, especially at this level, because you just don't necessarily make opportunity on opportunity on opportunity.
All right, then. 44th minute heading into the half, and MegaBit in the first leg. Remember, there's 2 games that they have to play. Of course, there's no home and away, so you can throw that out the window. It is purely based on aggregate. Still plenty of time. 3 halves for Tekkz to get his way back in this one. We are in the Xbox semi-finals.
And a clever pick out from MegaBit as well with that cross.
Oh, there is the El Tornado cross to the near post, but it is Maldini that wins it. Chance here for R9, and it's intercepted by Maldini. Great defending from MegaBit in that first half, and here is the statistical breakdown of what we just saw. Talk about the changes. Tekkz said he went to a 4-4-2 when he was down a goal early on in the Swiss stages, and that was what helped him get through one of those early games where things weren't going his way. Do you anticipate a change of that sort?
I don't think we're going to see a 4-4-2. I think that would cater towards MegaBit and the style of play that he wants to execute against Tekkz. I think it's going to be more of an advantage for him playing fast and being able to counter. But 2-0 is a very dangerous lead. We've seen a lot of comebacks. 2-goal spread is definitely not enough to hold off top caliber players. See a little pep talk there, halftime for MegaBit.
A lot of these players do have coaches. MegaBit getting some information whispered in his ear, and whatever that was, you give that man a raise. MegaBit doing really well after 45 minutes. It is a 2-goal lead as we head into the second half of the first leg. The German MegaBit, 3rd in the world in Xbox, against the #1 and tournament favorite here at the FUT 19 Champions Cup in Atlanta, Georgia. Hope you're enjoying the action. We certainly are. A lot of talent on display, a lot of great goals we've seen throughout, and of course, several surprises. But these are 2 of the heavyweights looking to make their way to the console final. And here is Tekkz in possession. Let's see how many more players he sends forward. And again, Mike, there's still a lot of time. Obviously, if this was the second leg and he needed to make up 2 goals, he'd do something a bit more drastic.
Tekkz doesn't need us to tell him this, but I'm sure that he's not going to rush or change anything major at this point.
Oh, that was close, wasn't it? A little back pass from MegaBit using Varane back to the keeper. It was a good idea from Tekkz as he has made his way into the box. And a slower build-up now from MegaBit.
And with this new patch, MegaBit's defense has improved tremendously. I think that's partially because he was struggling with some of the goalkeeper movement and some of the long finesse shots in the pre-patch variation or version of this title. And I just feel like defensively, he just looks so sound. No big mistakes, no easy opportunities up to this point. Maybe a couple half chances at best.
Consistency is what it's all about for Tekkz. 11 out of 11 events he has qualified, but the last 2 times in individual tournaments, he has not gone further than the semifinal. Still a very good achievement. And now just barreling down the throat of MegaBit with a lot more players in the final third. It was trickery there from Neymar trying to create a bit of space, but again, that defense from MegaBit.
But for Tekkz, the semis is not enough, at least not for his expectation. If you're F2Tekkz, you had a taste of the pie, or you had a taste of, you had a slice of the cake. Now you want the whole cake every time you go to an event. You want to win.
Mike, 17, what were you doing? What was I doing at 17? I'll tell you what, nothing. and he's in front of the whole world right now. Semi-final is a great achievement in my book.
I agree with you. I just know his mindset. If you talk to Tekkz, his goal, I want to win the event. I want to win the event. I want to win the event. Nothing else is going to be good enough for my goals and my ambitions as a player, as a competitor.
Global series points in terms of that. Tekkz is an absolute behemoth. And he wants to live up to that #1 ranking. But even if you bow out at this stage, there's so many good players. That's a great ball, and it's a wonderful kick save. It was offside, though. Would not have counted. Just getting De Gea a bit warmed up. That is a signature kick save that we see from De Gea, both in-game and in real life for Manchester United. A little bit of a smile as well from MegaBit. Rare display of emotion. Tekkz now back on the ball. Needs to start peppering that goal of MegaBit a bit more. He hasn't had too many clear-cut chances, and that's maybe been the most surprising thing so far.
And you can see the frustration and the focus on FUT Tekkz face when you're looking at when he gives the ball away or he's not able to break down MegaBit at the moment.
Another great chance here for MegaBit. Messi loves it on his left, but Ferdinand, one of the used icons in that center back position. We've seen a mixture of Varane, Ramos when he's not used at right back, and of course Maldini, and then Rio Ferdinand. Here is Tekkz looking to build up something. Clever turn there from Mbappe. He's got space, and it's into the final. Back of the net, Kylian Mbappe in the 69th minute, and it's only a 1-goal advantage now for MegaBit. What a hit. Goalkeeper stayed on that near post.
And that has everything. The build-up, slow, controlled. You pass it to Mbappe. You see the dummy. Uses his speed to his advantage, and then he attacks again. First time, fake shot, one of the most valuable skill moves, especially when you have players like Mbappe, arguably the fastest player in the game. And then the finish, spot on. He's back in the game. 2-1, not an issue. And now the pressure's back on MegaBit.
Absolutely is, but we haven't seen that pressure phase at MegaBit in this event or others. He is icy cool, and he maintains his composure in times like these. Mental strength, we keep talking about it, is important. You see Eusebio now dancing in and around the box, but it's read well by Varane, and now Neymar the other way. Chance for a quick counter for Tekkz, but goes back to Ramos, who is in that right back position. A lot of talk about the meta, obviously with the new patch, a lot more aerial balls, and need those tall defenders, and Ramos has been maybe player of the tournament, in my opinion, in terms of winning those aerial battles when the ball is whipped in.
I might even take that one step further and say the defender, that's a must-have. Defensive player of the tournament.
Oh, it's not a bold claim from you, Mike LaBelle. Staying on the safe side, I tend to agree. Here is Tekkz. Has Mbappe on the left. It's Neymar on the opposite side, and here is the through ball from the Ballon d'Or winner, Luka Modric to Neymar. Back to Modric, a little pass inside to Ronaldo, and he's done it again! He's gone across goal, he's kept it low, and MegaBit knows there's trouble now. And Tekkz has come back, he's done this time and time again. 2-2 in the first leg of the Xbox semifinals between world #1 and Xbox, Tekkz, and the #3 MegaBit. Guide us through that goal, Mike.
Well, what we're seeing now is a shift in terms of build-up speed. It's a little bit slower, and slower speed's going to benefit Tekkz because he has the ability to break you down in a lot of 1v1s. He's very gifted and talented with some of those skill moves, and how he's able to combine them in order to score goals.
What a
Beautiful
hit.
finishing.
Yeah.
We can watch this on repeat.
What a hit.
Every
And
day of the week.
sometimes, Mike, we've seen goalkeepers go across the box. Isn't that right? And both times, MegaBit, what did he do? Kept that goalkeeper at the near post. So not exactly playing those mind games. And something you talked about is faking with the goalkeeper like you're going to go in one direction and then going back the other.
Yeah, and you've got to be frustrated if you've MegaBit. You played a perfect first half, but in the second half, he just really hasn't created the opportunities.
Modric now for MegaBit, as you can just feel the drama in the arena. Conte is now on the pitch in the midfield, just sitting right in front of that back line for the German. And the German seems like momentum has swung in the other direction. Tekkz was 2 goals down And he has made it 2-2. We knew this one would have goals, and we knew it would be close. No blowout here at the moment. Conte to Eusebio. And look at Hullet just breathing down his neck, not able to find any room in the final third. Here's Modric. He was trying to find Eusebio, a little deflection from Hullet, and it's back to the Liverpool kit worn by Tekkz. He's a massive Liverpool fan. He actually has to go play in England tomorrow. Not sure how that's going to work out with the flights. It's going to be a long few days for Tekkz.
If anyone can do it, it's F2Tekkz. And when you're looking at the gameplay, especially in the second half of the first leg, MegaBit is not nearly as decisive going forward. In the first half, it looked like he was never second guessing, and that he was really pushing an agenda of how he's going to score and putting pressure on Tekkz. And now Tekkz is adjusted. You're seeing him reset, swinging it side to side, fullback to fullback, and he's using a lot more wing play before going to the inside.
And here's what you'll notice about what the players are trying to get now. Who's pushing up that line? It's even at 2-2. Ronaldo heel to heel, trying to just go for the roulette, but it was cut out. And the first leg, it's 2-2 between Tekkz and MegaBit. We are in the Xbox semi-finals. Incredible drama. And break it down for us, Mike. Is this something that you anticipated, and what do you think we'll see in terms of changes going into the second leg?
Well, number one, I think MegaBit is relieved because that second portion of that first leg just didn't look good. He did not have the same level of game management. And if I'm F2Tekkz right now, I want to do the exact same thing because he was making the opportunities. He had the possession play. And you just felt like the next goal is going to go in his favor. You could feel the momentum shift in that match.
Absolutely, you could. How did they get there? Both undefeated in the Swiss stages. Both MegaBit and Tekkz went 3-0, but for MegaBit, he did face Extra in the round of 16. He beat him 5-2, and then he beat Rogue Nicholas Rozek 6-2 in the quarters. So that's how he ended up in the semis of Xbox. Meanwhile, for Tekkz, 3-0 in the Swiss stages. Round of 16, he beat Vivi Cafolo 5-1, and in the quarters, he beat Felipe. The last three individual tournaments, Tekkz has not gone further than the semis, and that's nothing too bad. He did win the Club World Cup when he partnered with PS4 #1 Nicholas. And for MegaBit, who is known as one of the more dedicated players, he sounded awfully confident when we spoke to him before the game. And it could be anyone's game here, trying to get into that console final on the Xbox side.
It all comes down to the second leg. And if you're just tuning in, if for some reason this game ends in a draw, we've got extra time. And then if needed, penalty kicks, of course. But I have a feeling they're going to have a winner. I don't know if we're going to see extra time. I don't know if we're going to see penalty kicks. It's going to be all about if MegaBit can shift back to playing a little bit faster, maybe being a little more aggressive on the defensive end. I feel like he had a lot less takeaways in the second portion of that second leg, and that went against him.
Here we go. Second game between Tekkz and MegaBit. It's all even. 2 goals apiece on aggregate. Who gets to go to the console final? On the Xbox side, we saw Nicholas advancing over on a PS4. Here is CR7 to Hullet. It is Tekkz in the final third, looking to get off to a really good start, and he has done just that. CR7 just spanks it into the top corner. And there's the first warning shot. It only took a matter of seconds.
Small details, small touches, opens up just a tad bit of space. De Gea can pick that one out of the back of the net.
What a hit. What a hit. This is what Cristiano has done all tournament long, and that is true to his nature in real life. He often does go for power when he takes the shots in and around the box. He's done it for Juve, Real Madrid, Manchester United, and he always seems to find the top corner, the most lethal goal scorer of our generation.
And this is the first time that we've seen MegaBit behind. So is he going to be able to find that equalizer? Is he going to be able to climb back into this game?
Here's another great chance. CR7 looking to spin around from danger. He is absolutely unstoppable when he's in this form. And MegaBit's got no answers. He's gone down 2 goals now on aggregate.
One-time finish is good. Why not a second-time finish? Oh, Texas put in the pressure on MegaBit. 6 minutes in, 2-0 lead, 4-2 on aggregate. Couple of defensive errors as well from MegaBit. He steps the wrong way, doesn't anticipate the turn, and he puts his goalkeeper in no man's zone. And I talked about how MegaBit's not as good with moving the goalkeeper. I feel like we have not seen that shift with De Gea yet. We haven't seen him go near post. We haven't seen him go far post. He's staying dead center, and he's kind of just letting the AI do its thing. He's not moving the goalkeeper.
Someone put the AC on in the studio. It just got scorching hot. I am dripping in sweat watching this from Tekkz against MegaBit, trying to get a quick one back through Messi. It leads to a corner, though, from MegaBit, representing Werder Bremen of the Bundesliga, the German. Efficient, dedicated. A few of the adjectives used to describe Xbox's third best player in the rankings, at least. Remember, rankings can often go out the window. So many good players. And there's the El Tornado cross to the back post. Hullet read it well. Header out to Hullet. And here's Hullet controlled by Tekkz, finding Mbappe, dragged back to try to find a bit of room. There's the roulette. There's a more skill moves, and he was trying to cross it in to the back post, and that is Tekkz at his very best, using all the trickery that would make F2 proud.
You wanted to tell Mbappe there, just fall down, just go down. You have the skill run, you have the skill moves, take the penalty kick.
Ronaldo now to Neymar. MegaBit needs something going his way. It was a back heel, but Marcelo the entire time was in front of Vieira to snuff it out.
Lovely anticipation there from Tekkz. He read that 2 passes ahead. Dangerous play, maybe playing out with the goalkeeper, but he was definitely in the right place at the right time with Marcelo.
Not playing any tricks now. Tekkz just looking to get the ball to the halfway line, and it's MegaBit's defenders that win it back. Vieira to Messi, trying to get it on his left. He has a 4-star weak foot. It's okay, but obviously the left is better. If you watch football, you'll know that. Here's Hullet, first time!
Offside.
Low, and it is just offside. It's heartbreaking here for MegaBit. That is exactly what he needed. There's still so much time for the German to get back in this one, but he's whistled off. Of course, there's no VAR. This is a video game, okay? So no rectangular symbols from the referee. MegaBit knows it.
And we're going to see changes. I'm wondering if MegaBit maybe just needed a mental break. When you think you've scored a goal, you've got something on the board, didn't happen for you, offsides, it's taken away. Even Tekkz looked up as if there was a VAR board to review that opportunity, to review that goal. But I'm expecting MegaBit to start getting a little more aggressive with his build-up and also his pressure play on the defensive end.
Wow. Well, we knew it was going to be good, didn't we? This is quite a treat for the semifinal stage. 2 players who could easily go all the way. They certainly have the talent to do it. And they are really going back and forth like 2 heavyweights in the ring. But it is MegaBit now that needs that final knockout blow. He's down 2 goals.
He can't go down 3. Mateo, he cannot go down 3. It can't happen.
Oh, watch out now. He might go down even more, as you said. And deflection helping out MegaBit as the ball goes right to David De Gea, and it was MegaBit with that early lead, 2-0. And as we told you, and of course as you know watching Tekkz, it is not over. He can make up a lead in a matter of seconds, and that's exactly what he did. Going to 2-2 on aggregate heading into the second game, and now another 2 goals to try to punish MegaBit. That is a good effort from Neymar. Looking for that bottom corner. De Gea pushes it out for a corner. Now MegaBit instantly taking that cross in, but De Gea's there to punch it out. Edge of the box. Won by Tekkz. Marcelo, it's a bit of an errant pass. Not something you expect from Tekkz, but he is able to get it out of trouble, at least for now. And Ferdinand, how clutch was that, just stepping in front to intercept that ball. It was vital. Marcelo. To Mbappe. Has the through ball to Neymar, has CR7 in the box if he wants him, pulls it back to Hullet inside the box. There's Vieira. CR7 trying to do the quick turn and shoot, but it is deflected. Now Hullet, incessant pressure now from Tekkz, getting the 2 holding midfielders forward, Vieira and Hullet, to add him even more pressure. First time effort. De Gea pushes it wide.
Tekkz would like to have that one back. He had one more pass, he could have dropped it off. You could tell from his reaction that he saw the pass right after he had already hit that first-time shot.
You mentioned the results between these 2. Tekkz did lose to MegaBit in London and Nicholas Rozic in Bucharest, but before that, Tekkz really had MegaBit's number. I think it was the first 4 times they met. Tekkz won them all.
Had a couple very close bouts between them, though. We had a 6-5 in Bucharest. We had a 5-4. MegaBit's been knocking out the door. Just hasn't been able to really pull it off outside of course, the result in London recently. But we're on a new patch, a new meta, basically a new game. So really big shift.
Just about to head into the half. Wherever you're watching from, hope you're enjoying it. We're at the FUT 19 Champions Cup in Atlanta, Georgia. We're in the Xbox semifinals. It's number 1 of Xbox against number 3 of Xbox. CR7 now for Tekkz, looking to just add insult to injury, get that 5th goal on aggregate. CR7, Vieira, edge of the box. Ferdinand, get the ball away from Ferdinand in that position, and he does just that, but it's won back by MegaBit. Switching flanks, and the first time a looping ball over the top to just get it forward and try to break quickly the other way. Here is MegaBit. Hullet, and Ferdinand brushes off Messi like he's a mosquito. Maldini. Messi has the overlapping run from Ramos. He plays it to the back post, but it's won by Tekksz's defense. It's not often we've seen Ramos crossing the ball in. We've seen him plenty in that right back role, but often just there to defend on the aerial balls. Sergio Ramos used to be a right back earlier in his career with Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappé, CR7, Neymar back to his Paris Saint-Germain teammate Mbappé. That is trickery, and he does get by one. Can he get by another? No, Hullet's there to intercept it. And in terms of using skill moves, how do you rank both these players? Tekkz near the top for you?
Tekkz would be near the top. If you were doing a scale of 1 through 10, you got to say F2Tekkz has the Tekkers, probably a 10 out of 10 in terms of what he's able to do, the variety of skill moves, the combinations, his instincts, what he sees on the pitch versus what other people see on the pitch in terms of being able to beat his opposition with skill moves. And with MegaBit, pretty simple guy, looking for the passes, not looking for the skill moves nearly as much. If I was doing the same type of scale, maybe a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10. MegaBit can definitely use the skills, but you're not going to see that as his first option. He's always trying to open up space. He's looking more for the tiki-taka, pass and move. That's always been part of his gameplay. It's been consistent the last couple years, and that's not going to change anytime soon.
Well, he is a simple guy, MegaBit. Says he wants to add furniture to his apartment whenever he does
an old
win.
soul.
It's not exactly an exhilarating choice, but it's one that is useful. So good on you, MegaBit. He has been represented by 2 professional esports clubs. First, and he actually taught me how to pronounce it right. It's Bochum. I think I'm saying that right. There's Germans laughing right now in the crowd.
Yeah, in the chat, guys. In the chat.
All right, Bochum. I'll try that again.
Can we get a thumbs up down there or thumbs down? Or how are we doing? Bochum.
Thumbs up. Bochum was his first esports club. Now he's moved over to Werder Bremen in the Bundesliga. Tekkz with F2, wearing the Liverpool red. He loves Liverpool. He supports Liverpool as well. MegaBit instantly trying to get something going his way. Still plenty of time in this one. We're in the second leg. MegaBit needs 2 goals now.
And Rio Ferdinand has been special for F2Tekkz. Every time he steps, getting key tackles, winning the aerial pursuits, you name it. As Tekkz is going to recycle here. It's going to start to look to kill some of the clock, I would say, as well, just to put additional pressure on MegaBit.
And here is that pressure. All the big boys forward, so much talent available to these players with the Team of the Year cards and the icons. There's an icon in Hullet, another icon in Vieira. Unmistakable, the hair of Hullet. It's either him or Nathan Ake, I think. R9. Hullet again to Neymar. This is much better possession. The heel to heel, cross it forward. And again, the quick array of trickery. What we've noticed from Tekkz is when he does go for the skill moves, they tend to be used in bunches. And he doesn't just do it for show. He genuinely uses them to create space, as he did there. R9 trying to cross it near post, took a deflection, but one back. The pressure's rampant from Tekkz. He smells blood in the water. He wants another goal to get a 3-goal aggregate advantage. Messi. Now MegaBit just looking to calm it down. He went through it, and here's a good chance from Neymar, but again offside. Mike, you scored an offside goal in the first game, MegaBit.
He's frustrated. He has not been able to break through and get clear-cut chances. Tekkz defense has gotten a lot better, and like I said, he's starting to limit MegaBit's opportunities. Tekkz is still looking to go forward, looking to score goals, but he's also making additional passes, putting a little more pressure, running down the clock while still having an offensive presence.
There's been a lot of talk about the meta. We haven't seen that many El Tornado crosses in this one, and some players refusing to go that route, looking to keep it on the ground, especially some of the old schoolers like Mr. Dunn.
Due to Tekkz' blessed skill move situation, man, or skill moves ability.
Great chance here, Mike, from Mbappe, and it was deflected. Second effort. It's a slow roller, not even able to put it in between the pipes.
As I was saying, because Tekkz is so gifted and talented with some of these skill moves, he uses the wings, and he has that additional space. But you're not going to see him just whipping crosses in hopes of winning a matchup on the back post. It's not that he's not going to use the El Tornado, or he's not going to flick it up and whip in a cross, but he's trying to mix up his gameplay, and he's able to cut back inside so well with the likes of Mbappe or Neymar when they get out wide because of that creativity with the skill moves.
All right, Mike, you've been there. You represent the Red Bulls of EMLS, so put me in MegaBit's head right now. What changes does he need to make tactically to get himself back in this one?
I'm expecting to see MegaBit start to look into adjusting his pressure. I'm not sure if he's going to go directly into constant pressure, or if it's going to be maybe pressure after possession loss, or pressure on a heavy touch, but I'm expecting him to start to get a lot more aggressive because he has to. Tekkz is amazing at killing off games. It's another trait that we don't always talk about or give him credit for. It's not the prettiest trait, but it does matter, and we do see a substitution as well.
Saw De Bruyne coming in. Haven't seen him. I don't think I've personally done a game where De Bruyne has been used. The Manchester City midfielder who can give you so much going forward, both in real life and in the game.
And also Modric comes on for Vieira. So MegaBit's gone a little bit smaller.
CR7, R9. What I would do to watch those two link up on the same team today, but different generations for the two Ronaldos. CR7, Neymar to R9, quick, intricate passing, and it is a foul. And this position, what do you do from here, Mike?
I'm
quick
expecting
pass.
a layoff from Tekkz and going on goal.
There's Ronaldo making the run, but Hullet elects to give it right to Ronaldo. Read well, though, by De Gea. Shifted across.
That might be the first time we've seen MegaBit move the goalkeeper, and rightly so.
Hullet inside, it's no offside, and it forced a sliding challenge from MegaBit's defender. Modric, Neymar has an option out wide, and can the pace beat Varane? Absolutely not. The thing that users like so much about Varane is the mixture of pace, anticipation, strength. He's got everything that you need. Size, of course.
6'3", good work rates.
Yeah, 6'3", 6'4". He's a massive boy, Rafa Varane, and of course that height helps so much on all those aerial balls that are swung into the box.
And also easy to link. With him being French, you can get him into a lot of squads, even if you don't necessarily have the icons or some of these teams that you're seeing on display here, where you really have access to everyone with the eSports build.
You would never guess that Tekkz is up a few goals. He's keeping the pressure on. First time shot to the near post, forces a kick save from De Gea. And you wonder if that goal would have ended it. There isn't a lot of time. We're in the second leg. MegaBit has to make up 2 goals. Third-ranked player in Xbox. This is to go to the console final of Xbox. It's 3 against 1, and MegaBit knows that his chances are dwindling down to a close. How many more clear-cut opportunities will he have?
And the problem is MegaBit is rushing. He's rushing his passes. He's giving it back to F2Tekkz almost immediately, and Tekkz is making him work hard to get the ball back. And you're seeing this. He's starting to kill off the game, going all the way back to the goalkeeper. And this is a mix of running down the clock, but also frustrating your opponent. He's trying to bait MegaBit into a mistake. With that being said, MegaBit has an opportunity here, has to score.
Absolutely has to get everyone forward. Ultra offensive, Modric to Eusebio, but it's cut out again, and another offside. The linesman is not on the side of MegaBit today. That is one time that he scored a goal that he thought was regular, and it was offside. Of course, you'll always think it is regular when it's you doing the scoring. And only a few more chances. You can feel the anticipation, and you can hear a pin drop in the studio.
Yeah, there's definitely
as we're waiting for the drama to unfold. Who will go to the Xbox console final here at the FUT 19 Champions Cup in Atlanta, Georgia?
Headset off for MegaBit. That's not a good sign typically. You can feel the tension in the room. And this match has been decided from the first 6-7 minutes of the game.
Maybe
2 goals.
Maybe his ears are just sore, right?
You can ask him. He can hear us.
Well, his ears are breathing a bit better now. MegaBit has taken off the headphones, and he is fully dialed in. We're in the 84th minute. Every chance counts, and of course there is still a chance for MegaBit. He's got to be ruthlessly efficient, and he's been known for. And here he goes, first ball into the box. It was a first-time effort as well from CR7, but again, look how many bodies back wearing the Liverpool red. Time is on the side of Tekkz. No need to get the ball forward, just look for the open option. No need to force anything into the final third. Great job from Mbappe, just getting rid of his marker. And now he's just gonna waste time near the corner flag. And it looks like it is last touch from MegaBit and Sergio Ramos. And you can see the expression from MegaBit changing as he knows, what is it, 2 more chances at most. Mbappe now. Every pass has to be perfect from the German. He's got Modric forward, and it's a giveaway right to Ullet. Not the most accurate pass, and he knows he could have done better.
Yeah, MegaBit, since the...
Watch out for the ball over the top, and Mbappe just sends it right over the mark. It was a great effort. MegaBit is on his feet. This could be the final kick of the game. He's put in a valiant performance. He went 3-0 in the Swiss stages. He beat Extra 5-2. He beat Rogue and Rozic 6-2, but he loses to Tekkz, #1 on Xbox. Good performance from MegaBit, and Tekkz will advance to the Xbox final. You are watching the FUT 19 Champions Cup live here in Atlanta.